Hello student, a very good morning to all of you. How are you? I hope you all are happy, healthy and fine at home. Do you remember what were we discussing yesterday? I think yesterday we were discuss about the rearrangement reaction. In that we have seen carbocation rearrangement can be further categorized as follows. So in that carbocation rearrangement without a change in carbon skeleton of the molecule, with the suitable example we have described that one, because when there is a departure, if you remember, the 1-aminopropane treated with sodium nitride in presence of hydrochloric acid, it produces as a primary carbocation, means propylium ion, and that propyl ion can be rearranged in a different way. We are getting as a possible number of isomers products formed. The number of products are possible that we have discussed in our previous lecture, and today right now we are going to discuss the second allylic rearrangement allylic system. As we know that allylic system is this one. This is a system is known as a allylic system. And that allylic system, this carbocation is known as a allylic carbocation, and that allylic carbocation is well stabilized due to the resonance effect or the mesomeric effect. And now such a type of rearrangement is observed in case of substrate in which the functional group to be substituted is allylic in position with respect to double bond. See here, the position of the double bond changes, that is, initially formed allylic carbocation undergoes rearrangement in which the double bond migrates to adjacent position. Formation of more substituted double bond is preferred, and for example solubilisis of 3-chloro but 1-ene in ethanol gives 2 isomeric ethers, one without rearrangement and one rearrangement. Let us see the solubilisis example of this one: CH3, CH, Cl, then CH double bond CH2. The IUPAC name of this compound 1, 2, 3 and 4 at 3 position chlorine. So 3-chloro but 1-ene, that is the name of this compound. And now when it is treated with ethanol ETOH in a acidic medium, not acidic, only solubilisis process in ethanol act as an solvent, what will happen? There is a elimination of chlorine atom, and after the elimination, when leaving group depart from the substrate, taking its bonding pair of electron along with it, and that carbon atom expressing the electron deficient in nature, so it becomes CH3, CH positive charge, CH double bond, CH2. Look at this system, as we know that this system is nothing but as a allylic system. This is a allylic chloride, and after the allylic, with this we can draw the resonating structure. This double bond shifted from here to here, we will get here CH3, CH double bond CH, then CH2, positive charge comes on the terminal one, that becomes as a primary carbocation, but it is still allylic system, and therefore that carbocation are well stabilized due to the resonance effect here. And now, and after that, when this compound treated with ethanol, this is a allylic carbocation, allylic carbocation, and after that, without ether, when it is treated with ethanol, ethanol can be attacked over there, and you will be getting here CH3, CH, then CH double bond CH2, and this ethanol ETOH, that becomes as a ether. This will be the ether without rearrangement, ether without rearrangement here. This ether we are getting without rearrangement as it is. When there is a rearrangement occurs, this is allylic rearrangement. After the allylic rearrangement, what do we got? We got this type of the carbocation, and that carbocation further treated with ethanol, ETOH, once again, and you will be getting the one more possible product, which is CH3, CH double bond CH, then CH2 OET, ET means C2H5 you can write, or you can write CH2 CH3, and this is the rearrangement, ether with rearrangement. This we got as an ether with rearrangement, ether with rearrangement, ether with rearrangement. So look at this kind of the rearrangement, generally termed as allylic rearrangement. This is the suitable example of allylic rearrangement. Now move on to the next type, means third type of rearrangement reaction, which is carbocation rearrangements with change in carbon skeleton. Let us move on to the next one, third one, which is, let me clean the board first, and then we will discuss that last, means third rearrangement reaction, that is third one, carbocation rearrangements with carbocation rearrangements with change in carbon skeleton, change in carbon skeletons that we are going to discuss. Now here, loss of living group with bonding pair of electron gives rise to formation of a carbocation or an electron deficient carbon in the form of carbene. Remember, in the form of carbene. In the form of carbene. In the form of carbene intermediate. In the form of carbene intermediate. In the form of carbene intermediate. And these intermediates further undergo rearrangement reaction which involve migration of carbocation from adjacent carbon atom, resulting into change in carbon skeleton. Such reactions are listed as follows. Let us see first one, hydrocarbon rearrangements. Hydrocarbon rearrangements. Here first one is a hydrocarbon rearrangements. Hydrocarbon rearrangements. Hydrocarbon rearrangements. What do you mean by the hydrocarbon rearrangements? And only the rearrangement occur between carbon and hydrogen. That type of the rearrangement are generally termed as hydrocarbon rearrangement. Carbocation generated from straight chain alkanes tend to rearrange, giving branched chain hydrocarbon during cracking process of hydrocarbon catalyzed by Lewis acid. During cracking process, in the cracking process, there is a change in carbon skeleton and the resulting product. Before the reaction, carbon skeleton are different, and after the reaction, that carbon skeleton are totally different. So that type of the rearrangement are generally termed as hydrocarbon rearrangement. Let us see here. Suppose you have your starting material, hydrocarbon is a CS3, CH2, CH2 and CS3. That we know that it is a substrate N-butane, and when this N-butane treated with AlCl3, which is a aluminum trichloride, at an equilibrium heated near about 150 degrees centigrade, and during the cracking process the N-butane, that is a straight chain carbon skeleton, after the reaction the carbon skeleton is totally changed. We are getting as a branched alkane like this CS3H. That is a product we are getting, that is a 2-methyl butane, or we can call it as a isobutane. This is a N-butane that you got as a isobutane or 2-methyl propane. So that the total how, because carbocation rearrangement with a change in carbon skeleton, so totally different. This carbon skeleton is a straight line, whereas if you observe this product, you will see there is a branched chain is obtained, and so this is a longer chain, that is a branch chain, so carbon skeleton are changed, and there is the atoms are involved, carbon and hydrogen, and therefore it is termed as hydrocarbon rearrangements. Now let us move on to the second example. Ring expansion is also observed. Ring expansion is also observed in case of interconversion of methyl cyclopentane to cyclohexane by heating in presence of Lewis catalyst. And as we know that the structure of cyclopentane is this one. This is a structure of cyclopentane. When that cyclopentane once again treated with AlCl3 H2 as an quenching agent used here, and just heat it, and during that cracking process, if you see the skeleton of your starting material is a cyclopentane, one methyl group is there, but in case of after the cracking process, you you will get the product, and that product has a totally different skeleton, that is a cyclohexane which we got here. Methyl cyclopentane, this one this we can call a cyclopentane, methyl cyclopentane, and we will get as a cyclohexane over here, cyclohexane. So how this product is formed, that is shown over here. Third example which we are going to discuss over here, in presence of acid, carbocation generated from alkenes undergo rearrangement to rearrangement to give a product with a change in carbon skeleton. See over here, let us first, let me clean the board. Now we have a compound here CS3, then here CS3, CH double bond CH2. In a acidic medium, the reaction takes place, and you will be getting the product is this one, CS3, then CS3, then CH plus, now is a CH3. That is a intermediate formed, or the product is formed over here. Now if you can you tell me the IUPAC name of this compound? Yes. From where I should give the number? From left hand side or right hand side? I must give the number from a right hand side. That is the right way of numbering it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. At a 3 position, that indicated the position of the methyl group. They are present at 3 position, another also at 3 positions. So 3, 3. Di 2 are there, dimethyl at 1 position, butene. So there is no need to write, but you can write as a but 1 ENE. That is the IUPAC name of this compound, and it form as a this type of the carbocation. Can you tell me the name of this carbocation? The name of this carbocation is a secondary carbocation. And now this secondary carbocation, this methyl group is shifted from here to here, and this shifting we can call it as a 1,2 methyl shift. 1,2 methyl shift we can call it as, or carbon shift 1,2. Because when that methyl group shifted from this carbon to adjacent carbon atom, taking its bonding pair of electron along with it, and that's why this carbon atom expressing the electron diffusion, and we will be getting here CS3 and CH, then CS3, and this CS3 positive charge comes on this carbon atom. And you think here, why this methyl group is shifted from here to here? If there is some driving force, then and then rearrangement reaction could happen or may happen. Otherwise, there is no rearrangement reaction. There must be some driving force behind it to force the methyl group shift from here to here. Then and then it will shift. Otherwise, it won't shift. Because if you want to push some group or atom from here to here, it must require as some driving force. The driving force here, as we know that this is a secondary carbocation, and look at here what kind of the carbocation we got. Here is a tertiary carbocation, and the driving force is there. Stability order, we know that secondary tertiary carbocation is more stable than the second. Tertiary carbocation is more stable than the secondary carbocation, and that's why this methyl group shifted from here to here. That is the driving force behind this methyl shift 1 to methyl shift, because it forms as a more stable carbocation, tertiary carbocation. It is a secondary carbocation. And if there is a primary carbocation, there would not be a rearrangement reaction. Remember here, the driving force is there to shift 1 to methyl from this carbon atom to adjacent carbon atom, and the driving force behind is the tertiary carbocation is more stable than the secondary. So that's why we got this. And now here it can lose this proton, and we will get the most stable product formed over here. This one CS3, then here would be CS3 double bond, then you can write CS3 and CS3. According to as a Sage's rule, more substituted formation of alkene is obtained as a stable compound. Look at here, 1, 2, 3 and 4. There are 4 substituents present over, and therefore it is a most stable alkene formation. So in this way we have seen that carbocation rearrangement, how it is taking place over there. Now let us move on to the next point, in that in a Friedel-Crafts alkylation, the nucleophilic allylic cation rearrange before attacking onto aromatic nucleus. Remember when you might be knowing as a Friedel-Crafts rearrangement reaction, Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. In a Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction, what is happening generally? Suppose let me show you the simplest Friedel-Crafts alkylation reaction. This CS3Cl with methyl chloride in presence of ElCl3, and what we are going to get over here in the methyl nucleus, one of the hydrogen atom, this hydrogen atom get replaced by the methyl group, and we are getting here is a toluene formation. And if you observe the mechanism over here, what is happening? This CS3 then Cl plus AlCl4 Cl3. This AlCl3 will pick up the proton here, form as a coordinated bond, and we are getting here CS3 positive charge plus AlCl4, or you can show as a partial formation of the bond over there. But the function of Lewis acid here to generate the electrophile. Electrophile means electron deficient species, and that electron deficient species is searching for a nucleus, and nucleophilic nucleus, and as we know that benzene is a nucleophilic in nature, electrophile, nucleophile, they are combining together due to the electrostatic force of attraction and form as a new product over there. So this is the simplest. And suppose let us see one more example over here. It will be treated with ethyl chloride CH2Cl in presence of AlCl3. You will end up with the only one product, that is a CH2 and CS3. This is a methyl benzene or ethyl benzene. You can call it as a toluene or ethyl benzene over here. But if you have, let us see third example more closely here. CH2, then CH2Cl in presence of, once again, as this AlCl3 is called as a Lewis acid catalyst, and here you will end up with the two product, one which you are going to get CH2, then CS3, and one more example is here, this one CS3. This is known as a propyl benzene, and this is known as a isopropyl benzene, or common name of this compound is a cumene, and this is a propyl benzene. Now when you are getting two product or more than two product, there is always competition between the product, which one of them is formed as a major and another one is a minor. So now what do you think, which one is a major and which one is a minor in this case? Here this is a expected product, it is a unexpected product. Once again you remember, this is a expected product and this one is a unexpected product. Now unexpected product, here you are going to get this only formation of that propyl benzene is only 1% and cumene is formed near about 99%. Unexpected product is formed as a major 99%, and here only as a traces amount of 1 ethyl propyl. Why this so? And the reason behind it now comes here in the allylic rearrangement reaction. First step, in this case what is happening? Here this one CS3, CH2, CH2Cl. First step AlCl3, and what is going to happen here? We are going to get CS3, CH2 positive charge and AlCl4 as an Lewis base. This is the electrophile generated over here. And look at this carbon atom, it is a primary carbon atom and therefore it is a primary carbocation formed here. Once the primary carbocation formed, now what is going to happen? It going to, the driving force behind it, one of the hydrogen atom shifted from one to hydride shift here. 1 to hydride shift means hydrogen atom shifted from carbon from one carbon atom to another atom at 1,2 position, therefore it is known as 1,2 hydride shift. And the driving force behind it, once again remember here CS3, CH, then CS3, here positive charge comes over here. And now if you see this is a secondary carbocation, and as we know that the stability order of that carbocation, so secondary carbocation is more stable than the primary carbocation, and that's why the rearrangement is occur over here, and that's why we are getting here is the unexpected product, means rearranged product as an major product, and therefore these are the some of the example which we have discussed over here. I think remaining example, more example which we are going to discuss in our upcoming lectures. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.